The incident we'll talk about in today's video is based on a real-life event. He opened a package at his door seconds later, he was gone, and this wasn't a metaphor, a prank, or a story lost in neighborhood rumor. It was a documented disappearance caught on multiple surveillance systems, logged by law enforcement, and later classified internally by federal agents under unresolved phenomena with technological irregularities, because what happened to 34-year-old Colin Myers on the morning of August 12, 2023, still has no scientific explanation. Colin, a quiet but brilliant encryption engineer based in Silver Ridge, Oregon, lived alone in a tech-secured home on Sycamore Lane where every device, from the front lock to the blinds, ran on encrypted custom protocols he designed himself paranoid level. Security built not from fear, but from precision, from an obsession with control. At exactly 9:31 a.m., his porch camera recorded him stepping out in gray slippers and a t-shirt to retrieve a small, unmarked brown parcel sitting neatly on the doormat about the size of a shoebox. There were no shipping labels, no markings. Nothing but a red wax seal stamped directly onto the cardboard, which later analysis showed contained no recognizable residue or chemical signature at all, not even dust or pollen, as though the material had never interacted with the outside world. Colin bent down, lifted the box slowly, looked at it for approximately 7 seconds, then turned as if to walk back inside, only he never made it. In the porch camera footage, which was reviewed hundreds of times by local and federal investigators, Colin vanishes completely between frame 1172 and 1173, gone in 1/30th of a second. Not off-screen, not obstructed, not motion blurred, just there and then not, with the package still suspended midair in 1172 and visibly falling in 1173, landing flat on the porch while the door remained wide open behind it. The fall angle of the box suggested that his fingers had been gripping it tightly until the exact moment of disappearance, yet no physical force, no gust, no shock wave, no light distortion was recorded, and most chillingly, no sound of any kind accompanied the event, not even the ambient noise of birds, traffic, or wind, which all cut out for 1.3 seconds in the original audio file. Dead silence before returning as if nothing had happened. Forensic teams scoured the house, the porch, and the surrounding area with every tool available: LiDAR mapping, UV scans, magnetic resonance, even military-grade spectral imaging, and nothing indicated a disturbance, an entry point, or any residual heat signature that would suggest teleportation, combustion, or cloaking. The only anomaly was a barely detectable frequency spike in the 7.83 Hz range, also known as the Schumann resonance, typically linked to atmospheric phenomena, and in fringe science, to human consciousness and altered states of perception. When they opened the package itself carefully, in a sealed chamber at a federal lab, it contained only a small, cube-shaped device wrapped in silk cloth that appeared centuries old, despite showing no signs of decay or origin. The device was smooth, matte black, cold to the touch, and entirely inert. No seams, no switches, no interface, yet every sensor aimed at it recorded data differently. Mass fluctuated by micrograms depending on the angle measured. Surface temperature changed without heat input, and most disturbing of all, every photograph taken of it came out slightly different, as if reality around it bent subtly from moment to moment. Handwriting analysis confirmed that inside the box, under the cube, was a note written in Colin's exact handwriting, dated 6 days in the future, reading, "It's not a trap if you're meant to go," followed by what appeared to be a set of coordinates deep in the Nevada desert, coordinates that, when visited by a federal drone, revealed an old, fenced compound listed in Cold War records as a defunct radio observatory but decommissioned in 1971 after technicians reported intense auditory hallucinations, and time dilation effects during storm activity. The footage and materials were quietly confiscated, and the local police were issued a formal request to reclassify the case as missing under mental health suspicion, despite the overwhelming digital evidence proving otherwise. Yet the story didn't stop there. 3 days after Colin's disappearance, a neighbor, Mrs. Lita Hargrove, reported hearing her doorbell ring at precisely 9:31 a.m., and when she looked through the peephole, there was a brown package identical to the one from Colin's porch with the same red wax seal sitting on her mat. Frightened, she called the police, who instructed her not to touch it, and when forensics arrived to collect it, the package had vanished, but porch camera footage revealed something else. The package was never there at all, at least not in visible light. Instead, the camera picked up an empty doormat, while Mrs. Hargrove's shadow clearly bent outward, as if around an invisible object, confirming some form of mass or density despite total optical absence. Shortly after that incident, the entire street block smart grid experienced a cascading blackout that fried the memory of every doorbell, camera, and device within a 500-foot radius, including Colin's original porch camera, whose backup drive melted from the inside out, the metal casing warped despite zero external heat. Only one offline copy of the footage remains, stored in a private server belonging to Colin's sister, who claims she now dreams of the black cube nightly, always in the center of a featureless white room, where Colin stands barefoot and smiling, whispering something she can't hear before turning and walking into a wall that opens like liquid to receive him. Her therapist believes it's trauma-induced sleep paralysis, but she insists it's real, especially after she woke one morning to find a small brown box at the foot of her bed, still sealed in red wax.